Hey there, Tammy Anderson here. If you're taking daily antihistamines or other medications to manage your histamine-related symptoms, you might actually be making a huge mistake. Now, I totally understand why you're taking these medications, and let me be clear, I'm not anti-medication, as they can be a huge lifesaver in certain situations. And I personally use them throughout my own journey to help relieve symptoms caused by histamine intolerance before I understood what it was and how to fix the root causes of all the symptoms caused by too much histamine. And in fact, during the 20 plus years I suffered from severe allergies and asthma and acne and intestinal issues and urinary incontinence and a laundry list of other symptoms caused by my misunderstood histamine intolerance, medications were the only option I was given, and my list of medications just continually grew embarrassingly long. So the message from all the specialists I went to see was basically, your test results are normal, so just take these medications and they'll make things a little bit better for you. Life will be just a little bit easier. But the problem is that medications, while suppressing symptoms, don't actually make the problem better because they don't tackle the root of the problem. They're only temporary band-aids, and not only do they come with a slew of dangerous side effects, they also perpetuate the problem because they cause damage to the gut, which inhibits the production of the enzymes that break down histamine in the body. So I like to use the analogy of a leaky roof to get my point across here. So imagine your roof is damaged, but you don't know about it for a while because it's really not that bad and water's not coming through. But slowly, over time, water leaks through the damaged roof, and eventually you glance up and you notice a dark water stain on your ceiling. And for a while, you just ignore it because it's really not that bad, and water's not coming through. But eventually, you paint over it because you just get tired of looking at it. And the paint that you use to cover the water stain, the symptom of the leaky roof, is like the medications used to treat the symptoms of histamine intolerance. And eventually, as that roof leak gets worse, water begins to drip through the drywall and onto the floor, worse symptoms. And because you don't want your floor to get ruined, you put a bucket under the leak to catch the drips. So think about the bucket used to catch the leaks as more and stronger medications needed to suppress symptoms. So ultimately, the problems caused by ignoring the leak in the first place ends up costing you a lot more time, money, and emotional energy than fixing the roof would have been to begin with, right? So painting over the water stain and putting a bucket under the leak didn't make the leak go away. It just temporarily masked the fact that the leak was there. And it's the exact same thing with histamine intolerance. So medication doesn't make the histamine intolerance go away. It only masks the symptoms. If medications did fix the root of the problem, wouldn't you expect to need less medication over time and not more? And shouldn't you start to feel better eventually? So the problem with treating histamine intolerance symptoms with just medications is that you're not treating the root causes of the problem. You see, histamine intolerance started with a problem inside your body, and using an external solution such as pharmaceutical medications doesn't address the reason it's there in the first place. So the best solution to histamine intolerance is to support your body and its own natural ability to heal on its own if you provide it with the correct inputs. So if you think that's impossible, so did I, until I hit rock bottom and realized that the doctors I was relying upon to help me were not helping me and only making matters worse. So I knew that if I didn't figure out how to fix this on my own, that I wouldn't be around much longer for my kids. So I started doing my own research and ultimately discovered and became trained in functional medicine, which led me to the right lab testing to uncover hidden issues at the cellular level in my body, and addressing nervous system dysregulation and adopting a nutrient-dense diet that helped to bring down inflammation in my body, and making changes to my environment and my lifestyle that really changed everything for me. So why are people so skeptical when I say that you can support your body naturally to repair the problems that are causing histamine intolerance? I think that the reason most people are so skeptical is because they think that drugs are the only way to do this, because that's the solution that has become so normalized in our society. And that's absolutely not the case. So just because something is extremely common does not make it correct or normal. So in my unique program, the Histamine Solution, there are 4 key pillars that all work synergistically to help your body naturally repair itself and come back into balance. And when you have all the pillars combined and working together, you get what you are really looking for, which is long-term relief from all the misery that histamine is causing you. So these 4 pillars include nutrition, lifestyle and environment, functional testing, targeted supplementation and detoxification, and nervous system regulation. But here's the important thing to understand about the solution. As I said a minute ago, the pillars work synergistically and not in isolation. Nutrition is key, and eating an anti-inflammatory diet is critical, and it's going to help you reduce inflammation and reduce symptoms. But doing this alone while ignoring lifestyle factors such as stress and hidden infections and hormone and nutrient imbalances that can be uncovered with specialized testing, and environmental factors such as mold and having a jacked up nervous system, is not going to give you the long-term relief from your symptoms that you're probably looking for. So many of the clients that I've worked with, they've already experimented with some various diets like a low histamine diet, and some have even tried some functional labs and tried some supplements before they began working with me. But the reason that they ultimately get long-term relief from their histamine symptoms is because they're implementing all 4 pillars of my unique system. So like I said earlier, because the pillars work synergistically, you'll only get so far in your healing journey when only addressing part of the problem. And a friendly reminder here at the end, medications aren't addressing the problem at all. They only mask the symptoms and actually make the problem worse. So to get more tips on how to resolve your histamine intolerant symptoms once and for all, click the link around this video to grab my free guide.